Mission 2, start.
Thank you.
Laser gun.
Thank you. Thank you.
Iron Lizard.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Firebomb. Shotgun.
Yep, working cool.
Thank you.
STPL. Hello guys and welcome to today's STPL. We have two series coming up for you. I'm going to paste the link in the restream chat again. Hopefully that goes to all of the available places that it can send to. That's got all the list of the games we'll be seeing today, and also a list of all the VODs which I decided to finally get up with the checklist so you can check all the games individually, which makes things a little bit easier. This is the format for this season if you've not seen it before. Best of 5 all the way to the grand finals. All the series are best of 1. Game 5 being the ace match, which means every player can compete again. Lineups are obviously selected in advance and all the games are played at the same time. Let's get straight into it today, introducing our first set of lineups. Starting us off, we're going to have we're going to have CWT versus iRk. I should probably introduce the teams first. And then we're going to have Fear versus Whistler as a PvP to start us off on Holy World. A ZVP between Zoom and Oya on Bluestorm. A PvP between Metodman and Dewalt. And a ZVZ between Devil and KameZerg. Now, I really should have maybe planned out this a little bit better this week, because both of the series today have a lot of Protoss and Zerg, right? That's basically it. I should have maybe switched up one of the other series from Monday, but it didn't really matter. We're going to be obviously going into the first game very soon. These two players haven't played too much, but I am going to quickly introduce Whistler because it's been a while since we've seen him. He has actually played in the STPL since 2019. Which is obviously 2 years ago. And before that, he had quite a big break as well. But Whistler overall, he's played 10 games, won 44% of them, not too bad. He's lost his only ZVP, that was against JoJo on Neo Aztec in Season 1 in 2018. But he was looking to make his return here. Obviously a Swedish Protoss player. We're going to be heading into Holy World. If we get a long game, I really, really hope we see that command center in the middle infested and some infested Terrans. But with the way ZVP is going STPL, I get the feeling that this is probably going to be a quick game. I don't know for sure, but it's very possible. Now, let's do it. Let's get into it. Game number 1, Pia versus Whistler. Okay, starting us off here in the top right hand corner in the grey, fighting for iRk. It's Whistler from Sweden. And his opponent from the Czech Republic, fighting for CWT in the yellow as our Protoss player. It's Fia. Now, just while we're getting into the swing of things as normal, we are, well, I say we, I've had like a very busy week at work this week so far, so I'm feeling a little bit tired, I'm not gonna lie. So if I do lose concentration a few times, please forgive me. We had a great couple of series on Monday though, so hopefully we'll have some good series and I can stay concentrated the whole time. But your work this week has been pretty insane. I don't know what the hell happened, but all of a sudden the world has exploded for our clients and everyone is calling in constantly, so now, is Fear gonna go and build proxy gates or something? Because if he does, that would be incredible. He is gonna build a pylon up here. Is he gonna gate? He knows his opponent's going 12 hatch. Now, he's gonna, wait, no way he cannons up here, right? I mean, he could technically expand up here if he wanted to. If he's got enough cannons, like, that base isn't dying. But what's he gonna build over here? Is he gonna build a gateway and then move forward with a cannon push? We've got the second probe coming in to confirm what's going on. We do have no building up there just yet. No gate in the wall because the gate is up here in the top right hand corner. And it's nice to see someone who isn't a Zerg player cheesing for a change. Usually it's always the Zerg players going filling all ins in PvZ. Now the ironic thing is, if this gateway does not do any damage, and Whistler's gonna go and expand up then, maybe not. Thanks for the raid jumper. If this zealot doesn't do enough damage, oh my god, it's 2 gate. And I think this actually walls off this area. If you build some cannons up here, there's no way Lings will kill these gateways either. So if he can end the game with this, it's gonna be great. But if he doesn't, he is gonna be in a rough spot and could end up finding himself losing to a Hydra Bust. So this is the one problem with this kind of build. This is a do or die build essentially. We've got a probe in the main base attacking the gas drones. No reaction so far. Finally pulling a drone off to attack that. Lair coming in immediately. Whistler is rushing up his tech path without a third hatchery. So we could see a Mutalisk build here. It's kind of funny because if we went to build the third hatchery, he'd actually know what's going on. But there we go, it looks like we are going to have a third gateway coming up here at the natural to finish the wall. The first couple of Lings have come out, but not too many others are on the way. He's actually going to drone up behind this, so playing incredibly greedily is Whistler. And this means these 3 Zealots are going to do so much damage. There is absolutely no way he's going to defend against this. He's going to have 4 Lings. Unless he's building, oh okay, he's building 2 more Lings here, but there we go, 3 Zealots run into the main base here. If he can get in the natural or the mineral line, he could do a lot of damage. He could even try and take out the spawning pool. Now Whistler actually started building a creep colony in his main, so he knew something was coming due to the late gateway of the natural. But I mean, can he make this work? Fear needed to be attacking the Sunken, I think. The probe goes down, the Sunken finishes. These Zealots are not going to do anything in the main, but of course he does still have Zealots in the natural. Is he still building them? Yes, he is. Now, if he can wall off this this ramp, he can make something happen here. Now, this is actually a very, very nice move. He's going to have Lings come in behind, though. He's going to need a lot more Zealots than what he has. But I think Whistler may have successfully defended this. Okay, one drone does go down. Lots of Lings being created, which means the drone count is not as high as maybe Whistler wanted. Zealots very low on health, though. And that is going to be the end of the rush. Lings are going to run up here. There was no cannon built up here. 2 more Zealots are going to pop out, but they're going to be surrounded by Lings almost immediately. And I honestly want to see him just cannon and then take this base. This is only 2 hatcheries worth of Lings, though, so imagine if he had a 3rd hatch. Spire coming in. He only has 1 gas, so he's not realistically going to be able to go for Mutalisks. We don't have a natural, of course, for Fear, as he did go for... well, he's gone for a Nexus now, but that is incredibly late. 4 Zealots coming out. There's going to be another Sunken up here that's already finished. Now, if he can get into the main, he can snipe the Spire. And if he does that, then that's going to be incredible. Because that Sunken, I think, can barely defend it, but 4 Zealots should be able to take down the Spire. Now, 2 Mutalisks are on the way. This is not going to be that dangerous, but there's not really that much anti-air. There's no pylon at the natural, so... I mean, they're going to be able to kill the Zealots for sure. But this is going to give him time to... it's going to give him time to essentially regroup. But I really feel he should just right-click on the Spire. If he can kill the Spire, I mean, he's undecided. Like, he's not committing well enough. And that means he's taking too much damage. Like, I get the feeling if Fear had just attacked the Spire, he'd be in an unlosable position here, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. The Mutalisk count is going to get higher and higher. There's no tech back here. A Cyber Core is only just coming in. And Lucky Noob saying the Spire is in Sunken range, he wouldn't have got it. Maybe he wouldn't have got it with those 4 Zealots, but he would have had more Zealots coming in afterwards, so he could get it afterwards, I guess. Still no cannon up here, so this this pylon is eventually going to go down. The Zealot going to scout out more Mutalisks, which is definitely not something he wants to deal with. Zealot goes down without doing any additional damage. Probes at the front, defending against any possible Lings. Cannons have managed to come up in the natural now. So he has got defense, but he has no tech. That is going to be his problem. If he can rush up the tech tree now, I think he would be in a very, very good spot now. Lucky Noob saying, I would love to see a Canada proxy strat. Kicks teaching Protoss how to play dirty. Honestly, if he had have like pushed with like a pylon, with the Zealots blocking, he could have cannon rushed the natural still. And there wouldn't have been, he wouldn't have been able to build the Sunken. I feel like that would have gone a little bit better than what he did. He didn't really get any damage done with the Zealots whatsoever, minus just... your catsport, minus like the few other Lings he forced, really. He just didn't really make anything happen, but... Mutalisk trying to fly in, find damage, not really able to find too much. Gateway coming up in the main, gets attacked immediately, nearly goes down, but... looks like the Mutalisk may have found an angle. They can come in and do some major damage, but no, gonna fall back to the natural into the cannons. Looks like Whistler definitely unsure how to attack in here. I think even attacking the gas would be good to kill the gas probes, but I guess he just wants to keep his Mutalisk alive for the time being. Gonna head on back home to repair now. Interestingly, Whistler is going to expand out towards the middle of the map rather than expanding to his safe base up in the top right. By expanding there, you also get this base as well, which kind of gives you the Vespene Geyser. Now, this is quite dangerous to mine the minerals, so it's sometimes even worth just building a hatchery up here and just mining the third gas, because right now he has no third gas. Getting the third gas from this position could be quite difficult depending on how many units Fear is able to pull out, but Fear is definitely in a lot of trouble. Okay, so 3 gateways up. We do have a lot of Hydras starting to come in now. There's only 2 cannons at the front. He's got so many cannons everywhere else that I think he might die to a Hydra burst. I think that's what we're going to see. The tech comes so late. Storm is nowhere near done. He's going to have absolutely no High Templar to deal with this. And he does not have the cannon number to be able to get away with this at all. He's got no scouting information whatsoever. And I think this is going to be game over. Whistler has played this out perfectly. He defended the all-in very, very well. And this is going to be the final moments of this game as the Hydras push forward. 2 Zealots at the front. Actually managing to kill a Hydralist. Got a little bit too close. But the Natural is going to fall here in a second. And there is nothing that poor Fear can do about it. Unfortunately... Oh my god, he killed both buildings at exactly the same time. That's kind of cool. He's trying to build cannons at the back. I mean, he does have 3 cannons in his mineral line, but even pulling probes, he's on borrowed time right now. And there we go, all the cannons are falling, all the probes are going to fall as well, the Natural is going to fall, and Fear is going to have to tap out because his Storm upgrade was finishing up here, but he doesn't have any High Templar. He built an Archon. And without a Natural, you aren't going to win. Fear is holding on. He has no fear in this game, but unfortunately, this is definitely something he needs to be afraid of. With no Templar Archives, he's not going to be able to build any more Storm. It is going to... Well, he is going to save his initial... Well, he's going to save his Templar Archives, but that's about it, right? His Natural's dead. Another load of Hydras come in. There's only 2 Zealots here to defend. GG, well played. Fear taps out. Whistler takes his first win in his first game back in the STPL in over 2 years. See you guys in just a few minutes.
Baron Aloha, a black shadow threatening the safety of peaceful worlds. An evil scientist who frightens children and is bent on slavery. A giant robot has seized a peaceful world and carried it off. Aloha's evil plan is to turn it into a huge private retreat for himself. Universal City Hall, here to help the people. Robert can do the job. Let's go, Robert! Jump and go!
Ready to go?
Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be going into game number 2. It's going to be a PvZ. Once again, we've got Oya versus Zoom. It's going to be on Blue Storm. Let's get into it. Okay, starting us off here in the bottom left-hand corner from Poland, fighting for CWT in the red, it's Zoom. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right-hand corner, fighting in the peach for iRk, it's Ouya. Yeah, Zoom is in CWT. Okay, every time we've seen this map so far, we've seen a bunch of cheese. Looks like Ouya gonna play pretty straight up, no proxies this game. But we do have a 9 pool, so we do have an aggressive play coming out of the Zerg player. Not one legit Zerg player is all I can say recently. Every time I watch Zerg, man, I feel bad. Mindfly saying he needs a sword. Do I have one? No. I don't own a sword. And if I give you moderator, Asamis won't be able to ban you for fun anymore, and that won't be funny. Wait, was he doing that to you? Lucky Noob is lazy, so he's not doing the betting. I don't know if he's lazy or if there's just not enough people who bother betting. I don't know. It's a bit too late to bit too late now. Now 9 pool on this map for Zerg is actually fairly standard, just because it is so difficult for Protoss to be able to hold on to their natural. Oh, Kazimi's never banned you for fun. Okay, it was Cadent. Wait, who was it that Kazimi's was banning? Oh, Cadenti asked him to. Okay, well that's different. I mean, I think Cadenti is a VIP. Kasumi just turns around and says, "Oh, you want to be banned?" Question mark. Oh man. Okay, we've got the first link heading across the map here. There is a single zealot on the hole here, which is going to try and help defend, but the Lings can run the other way, and that's exactly what they're going to do. We do have the Forge coming up at the front, but you do need the Nexus to kind of help wall this in, but he's not going to really be able to do that. Ouya gets his Lings in the right place. Probe has been chased off. Natural Hatchery is coming up. But can Ouya hold on to his natural? Looks like he's going to do his best. Probes have been pulled, using the gas as semi-walling. That's actually a very nice wall. Looks like some of the Lings are going to get through. All of the Lings are going to get through even. Now, he has to worry that more units are coming, so he's going to try and defend with just one of his Zealots and attack with 2 more. Someone bet 43k. Oh my goodness. Someone bet on Zoom, but I mean, Zoom is kind of in the lead at the moment. Well, I say that, he's kind of not. Ouya's done a pretty good job defending it since we've got 2 Zealots coming in. Apparently mods can bet now as well. That's cool. Maybe I can even bet, but here we go. Creep Colony coming up on the main. Zoom actually doesn't have much home to defend. 2 more Lings are going to pop out, but that's just 2 Lings. The Creep Colony is cancelled. That is a ballsy move. Hoping that he can hold on with his 4 Lings and his drones. I think Ouya is in a very good spot now. Okay, it looks like the Probe and the Zealots have been taken down. Not too much damage taken by Zoom, but Zoom isn't mining from his natural just yet. Ouya, of course, is not mining either, but Ouya should have his... I thought Ouya would have his tech coming already. He does. He's got his core coming up in his natural. That's going to help wall off this part of the mineral line, which is pretty good as well. NetWars didn't participate, no, because they didn't have enough players. But Zoom wasn't on NetWars last season either. He was on, was it Ash last season? Or like Red? I can't remember. He didn't actually play a game for them though. Zoom was on Rev, sorry. Yeah, Rev didn't have enough players this season. Fuji didn't want to participate for Seoul, so Seoul aren't in, and he said you customers were too busy to help out, which makes sense. And unfortunately, Netwars didn't have enough players either, and no one wanted to lead them because it's a lot of work. Our third hatchery is coming in for Zoom. Now, is Zoom going to go for a 3-hatch Hydra? No, he's going into lair. So he's going to try and play this straight up from here. Or at least that's what it looks like. I can never be too sure, to be completely honest. I'm about to make a ton of noise, so I do. Please forgive me. My mug is stuck to my coaster. I thought it was gonna drop, but it didn't. It's fine. Is it really an STPL cast if I somehow don't make an absolute fool out of myself by doing something really dumb? Well, it looks like the links have finally been cleaned up in the main. We do have an additional 2 gateways coming in. Yeah, no cam helps, because it makes it harder to make a fool out of myself, I must admit. And that is one of the reasons why I don't use a camera. Yeah, we do have a Citadel. Templar Archives is up already. No Storm finished research or started research yet, though. I think it's just started there, yeah. He started that a little bit late. That may come into it a little bit soon, but not too sure. There we go, looks like Zealot's gonna head in, cancels one of the Sunkens. Gonna be able to try and go into the main here, that's not gonna work. I love how Zealots, they clearly can't get in, and rather than turn back, they just keep running into the Lings, and I'm gonna get in eventually. I mean, one did get into the main base, but it's going to get one drone, and that's it. He scouts the Mutalisks, which I suppose is something, but surely it would be better to move back, and then go back when you've either got more, or attack the 3rd hatchery, which is completely vulnerable. I don't really understand Protoss players, man. I don't get it. These 2 drones are running away from a single Zealot. What are they doing? Why are they going back here? Yeah, Castamus, I kind of understand that. Castamus saying Fujikura is also busy with work and he repeated his life at 6 AM for STPL for a long time. Since the game is after 12 AM in Korean time, it was also a disadvantage. I kind of understand that, but you also have non-Korean players, and your Korean players are on another level to most other players in the tournament, which kind of offsets the advantage I get, or offsets the disadvantage, right? Now we do have a DT getting into the natural 9 kills already. I think that was all Lings though, and we don't have any drones that have gone down. But the drones get out of the main immediately. There's not actually an Overlord in the natural right now, so he can actually go and get those drones instead. But looks like he's going to run around, should attack something. Oh, looks like he's going for the lava. I kind of feel like this is wasted time. He should have been attacking somewhere with this DT. Like a building. Well, he gets a drone, gets another one, loses the DT, so only 2 drones for his DT and load of Lings. Oh, we've got a Dark Archon, here we go. I love him. I love Oya for this. Dark Archons are so good. He should have Maelstrom researched already. Researched. Yeah, I get it, Castamus, I get it. Oh, no Maelstrom. Not yet. Now he's sending one muter in on its own. That's kind of weird. Or maybe not, he's just like split his muters up super far for some reason. Hopefully SqauLL can join again at some point, maybe. If we can do something about like the playtimes. But the trouble is, where it's a global tournament, you can't really make the playtimes any earlier. Because it's already like, I know like SqauLL players used to say it's after midnight, so it's difficult. But then you also got to take into account that the people who are playing against SqauLL, oh, that's a nice storm. People who are playing against SqauLL in like South America were playing at like 7 AM. Like they've also got the opposite problem. And if anything, their problem is worse. Because waking up and then playing Brood War immediately is way worse than like playing Brood War after being awake all day. Oh, Maelstrom, there we go. You love to see it. This is why this boy is so good. Hug this boy. Everyone loves the Dark Archon. This is one of my favorite units in Brood War. It doesn't get used enough. Muters, get out of here. One Maelstrom and you dead. And that was definitely worth it. We do have 2 evolution chambers in the main, only one of them upgrading at the moment though. Zoom is only technically on 2 gas still, his 3rd gas is going to be coming up here in the top right. But he's checking for a DT, I think, because he's not really too sure what's going on. We do have Lurkers and Hydras coming around from the side, but they should, oh my god, oh yeah. Star Sense moves into position to deal with these. Nice Storm as well, oh yeah, is so good recently. Both Lurkers go down. This could be another Maelstrom if you wanted to. Completely no reason to do it, but... yeah, I'm also glad. I'm really glad that StarCast joined. It would have been so good to see StarCast versus SqauLL. And the thing that I worry about is like even if I invite Fuji to do like a show match, right? Maelstrom might be 100 energy, I'm not sure. I don't see enough Dark Archons to know what the energy values are. I know all I remember is Mind Control is 150 energy. That's the only one I remember, and it takes all your shields as well. Yeah. Feedback isn't like feedback really cheap as well. Like feedback is the cheapest, but here we go. Looks like we are gonna have Hydras and Lurkers once again. An amazing storm, killing both of the Lurkers. Zoom definitely not doing the best here. Whoever donated their 43 points to Zoom is struggling at the moment. GG, Zoom taps out. Oh yeah, takes game number 2, and we're gonna be back in a few minutes with game number 3. See you guys soon. Sega Rally Championship. Okay, we're back for game number 3. It's Neo Electric Circuit. It's a PvP. We've got Dewalt versus Metodman. Metodman, I do wonder if his name was supposed to be Methodman. I have no idea, but it's very, very confusing. Let's get into it. Game number 3, PvP on the Electric Circuit. Okay, starting us off down here in the bottom right hand corner in the blue, fighting for iRk, it's Dewalt. And spawning in the top left hand corner, fighting for CWT, it's Metodman. I am assuming they're both speaking Russian, although I have no idea. The only, Is he asking me where Eclipse is? They want me to put Eclipse in the map pool. I don't want to put Eclipse. I can't believe they put it. I can't believe they put it in the map pool again for ASL. Pick a new map. It's boring. I don't want to see it anymore. I've seen enough games on Eclipse. They both used their Russian skills to like tell me to put Eclipse in the map pool. I'll put Eclipse in the map pool like a year or two after everyone has stopped playing it. Make Lost Temple a go-go. I kind of wanted to put Lost Temple in at one point, and then I was like, maybe people would complain. 10-minute no rush. Oh my god. Oh, these two are jokers. Look at these clowns. Why don't you like the map pool custom use? What's wrong with the map pool? I think EMP is the one that's 75 for science vessels, by the way. But Irradiate isn't even that good. Right? It kills one unit, great. Feedback is way better than Irradiate. Oh, EMP's 100 as well. Like, I always choose weird map because that's what I do. Like, that's why I set up the STPL, man. Like, most of the maps this season are relatively standard. The only weird maps are like... The only actual weird maps are Triathlon and probably Judgment Day. Oh, and Holy World, I guess. Like, so in terms of like standard maps, I realize I'm not paying attention to the game, and this is what I said I'd do. But basically, we've got a 2 gate against a 1 gate. Methodman saying 10 minute no rush, so he rushes, because that's how we go. Oh yeah, it is 75. I thought it was. The thing is, Irradiate is literally the only thing that Terran have against Defilers. Like, it's literally the only option you have, because every other unit, the Defiler can just sit under a Dark Swarm and won't die. Like, Defilers are without a doubt the best unit in the entire game. Lucky Noob just like saying a load of words. Like, if you're playing against Defilers as Terran, as hit him upstairs, if you're not like Flash or like Light or someone who's like a god at TVZ, if Defilers come out, you die. That's it. Like, dealing with Defilers is so difficult. Using Defilers is so easy as well, like compared to dealing with them. Oh man. The Zealots did absolutely nothing, but there we go. We got a cool, funny name. Now we've got lots of Dragoons. We've got a Nexus coming up. Lucky Noob's like, you just move away. Like, yeah, okay. If only it was easy to, like, run away completely over and over again against Defilers. Like, one unit can literally stop, like, 150 supply Terran army. One unit. It casts one spell, and then the Terran army can't do anything. Right? That's balanced, okay? I realize that that Zerg need that. Like, Zerg need that, but it's still not fair. And then you look at Defilers in PvZ, and it's even worse, right? Let's have basically a free spell that essentially makes sure units have no health. Let's do that. The Defiler can't kill anything on its own, but then you mix it with, like, Lings or Lurkers, and all of a sudden you can't do anything. Your units are free, Lucky Noob. You literally have 25 Mineral Lings. It's free. I'm not gonna complain though, TVZ is fun. I suck at TVZ. I just hate Defilers. It doesn't require micro. Lucky Noob in chat going like, oh, consuming requires micro. Like what? What the hell are you going on about? You have to click one button. Yeah, Defilers in PvZ are friggin' ridiculous. Like, I have trouble dealing with Defilers as Terran. Like, if I was Protoss and I saw a Defiler, I'd just leave the game. like, it's horrible. Like, I'm just gonna, like, make all your units completely useless. But let's, yeah, Customuse. Like, Customuse bringing up a list of maps that I've put in. He says, like, example, Desperado, Neo Arkanoid, Pathfinder, Blitzex, Fantasy 2, and blah 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 blah. They were in previous seasons, and guess what? Most of those maps actually led to really good games. Like, weirder maps lead to better games. That's my opinion. That's why I set up the STPL to begin with, and it's why I'm never ever not going to put weird maps in. Because that's my tournament. Like, that's why I set it up. I wanted to make people play maps that weren't standard. And luckily enough, people signed up, and they keep signing up, because it means I can keep making people play weird maps. And last season, when we got to try out all the new maps from, like, the map makers, that was kind of cool. It's just a shame it's just a shame that the only maps were from 2 map creators, because the other ones, like Franklin, didn't think they were quite good enough. But yeah, strange maps make people think outside the box, and it gives the one thing for me, the reason why I like weird maps, is say for example, you have someone like Scan, who is, like, to be completely honest, better than every player outside of Korea, minus maybe Dewalt and Bonneth, and even then it's going to be tough for them. Like, having a weird map that maybe Scan doesn't play every day or whatever, it gives people a chance to, like, prepare something to, like, trick him and win on the map. Like, they can play the map, and then if he's not prepared to play the map as well, he can get cheesed and lose. That happened multiple times throughout the STPL. Like, when he got proxy 2-gate DT'd by Oya on Sim Peaks of Baekdu. Like, Scan just wasn't ready for it. He didn't scout for it, and he just had no idea. It levels the playing field a little bit, because obviously the more standard the map is, the more people are going to have played it, and the more likely it is the better player is always going to win. Now, even on a weirder map, that's still very, very standard, right? On a weirder map, the likelihood is the better player is still going to win, but the player who maybe isn't as good is to, like, the player maybe who isn't as good gets a chance to sort of try something else. Now, we do have a lot of Reavers here for Methodman, or Methodman. We do have Dewalt skipping this. He's going straight into Templar Archives. He does have an observatory as well. But maybe with Reavers, Metodman can make something happen. Yeah, Ouya can beat Scan on a standard map as well, but he's more likely going to beat him on a weirder map that he's prepared something on. Ouya's maybe not the best example, because Ouya's actually a very strong player himself. But like, say for it's hard to like give any names, but it looks like a Metodman paused. I wonder if that's going to bug the replay. I don't think throughout the STPL there's been a single game, other than maybe on Rosen Bridge, where the game was ended because like one of the players didn't know the map. Now, can Metodman actually come up against Dewalt here and do a ton of damage? I'm going to stick to the game for the time being. This is a very important moment. Metodman has a chance to actually come in and beat Dewalt here. Looks like the Reavers aren't firing. The shuttle gets heavily damaged. He's going to pick up his Reaver. His first Reaver goes down. Another Reaver Scarab, but the other Reaver goes down as well. The Dragoons from the back are going to stop the reinforcements. They're going to stop the units from retreating as well. And it looks like he split off a couple of Dragoons, sending them forward to eat some of the extra damage. But that's an incredible win by Dewalt there. Takes a massive supply lead here. And Metodman is all of a sudden incredibly far behind. Now, this is the power of Dewalt. Dewalt, in case you didn't know, when you look at the ELO table, he is 3rd overall in the STPL. He's won more games than anyone else with 64 wins over 19 losses. He's ranked 3rd in the STPL with an ELO of 2,216. And he's got a win rate of 77%. His versus Protoss win rate is 82 over 28 games. 23 wins and 5 losses for Dewalt. The Miracle Protoss. All of the time coming out with some incredible wins. And it looks like he's going to be able to do it again. Metodman came in with a good army. His Reavers were a very strong component to the army. But unfortunately he just couldn't do anything. Teddy Bear Toss asked if the 5 losses are bonus. I'd actually be interested to go and find out who they are. Because I can't check that easily, I don't think. But he did lose against Yeti recently and Bypass in his last 10 games. So that was Yeti, of course, the Net Wars Protoss, now on Ash, and Bypass the Wiko Protoss on Charmander. So that's 2 of his losses. Yeti, I think, has actually beaten Dewalt twice. Yeti is one of those players, I bring this up every time he plays, but people count Yeti out because he never really does super well with like BSL or anything. But in team leagues, in one like best of 1 format, Yeti is a fucking god. He is so good. But here we go, looks like we are going to have Dewalt pushing forward. We've got 2 Reavers here, which should make this harder to push in. But there is a DT here, and there's going to be Storm as well. The Reaver Scarab's getting stuck on his own units. The Reaver's out of the Storm though. That's going to help him defend a little bit easier. Can he hold on with this? One of the High Templar goes down, and oh my god, that's a great Scarab. These Scarabs are great. Dewalt cannot break in, but it looks like he might be going for the side disruptors here to see if he can go here.
Reporting for duty.
Well, thank you, G5 for the raid. 21 people, welcome. You're watching Dewalt versus Metodman, CWT versus iRk. It's the first of our series today, and we will have a second one after this. Dewalt is playing against Metodman here on Neo Electric Circuit. Both players are on their 3 bases. Dewalt found it hard to push into the natural just now. The supplies are still vastly superior for Dewalt, as he did take that first engagement incredibly well. And Custom Use, I think the guy I banned before was that Ansan man, and I banned him because he was like spamming some bot thing. But looks like Dewalt getting ready to go up onto the high ground to go up in to the 3rd base here. Dewalt's map vision is crazy. He can see basically every other base. Metodman is currently blind to everything that's going on, essentially. We have a single probe going up here to the top right. That's going to be spied by the observer, and any possible hidden fourth bases are going to go down here. But looks like this DT looking to go around and do a little bit of damage. But let's zoom out just a little bit for this engagement. Zealots charging into each other. Nice dodge on the Storm. A Dragoon coming up behind the Reaver. That's actually very clever. Looks like he is in a good spot. One of the Reavers must have gone down. No, it's in the shuttle. And he picks it up. Can he save the Reavers? Yes, he can. Metodman's army is absolutely melting, though. If we check the upgrades, it's +1 against +0. Or 0, I guess. 2 Reavers, can they be enough to hold on to everything here? He doesn't have shuttle speed, so it's going to be hard to get back with the Reavers. Looks like he's going to give up one of them. But I think this could very well be the nail in the coffin. The third base has been broken. 2 cannons up here going to help defend, at least for the time being. But they are going to fall to the might of the Zealots. And the Miracle Toss looks like he's going to take his 24th win against Protoss in the STPL. Dewalt's win number is insane. Pharmacy is a Terran. You think, so that's not a PvP. Kicks his noob. Metodman is banned. GG. It's not banned, but still. I don't know why he called me a noob when he was the one who lost the game. But okay, we're going to be back in a couple of minutes with game number 4. It's going to be... Who is it going to be? I've completely forgotten. I'm so bad at remembering things. It's going to be a ZVZ between Devil and Kame. See you guys soon. I know I'm muted, but can I just say I can't wait for the Nintendo Switch Online upgrade to come out soon, so I can play this online with people. It's gonna be so much fun. Hello guys, and welcome to game number 4 between iRk and CWT. We are here on Triathlon in the bottom left hand corner, fighting in the pink, fighting for iRk. It's Kame. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right hand corner in the green, fighting for CWT. It's Devil. Okay, ZVZ, both players on 9 drones. We do have an early gas coming in for Kame, whereas Devil is going to be going for a quicker Overlord. We've got an additional 2 drones, so Devil looks like an additional 3 drones here. So Devil going up to 12 hatch, or possibly 12 hatch. Kame going for a 10 pool, 10 gas, or 10 gas, 10 pool. Kame, in case you don't know, is the Japanese word for turtle as well, so that's a little bit of interesting knowledge for you. Customuse is making this big deal about whenever he votes. He's like, all in for this one player. He always votes for like the favorite, right? So he's saying all in, but he knows he's gonna win. Kind of funny. Then again, if we're talking about mythology, and he's like David versus Goliath, Customuse is like, bet all on Goliath, Goliath's gonna win. And then like David turns up with a gun, essentially, like a slingshot, and just kills him in one hit, you know? I know Customuse, I'm only joking. Customuse saying you picked a player, or you picked a player more familiar to him. To be honest, I think a lot of people would kind of expect iRk to 4-0 their way through most of this season. There's a few teams that might give them some problems, but for the most part, iRk are a very, very strong, very strong team. Now, of course, this is a ZVZ, and anything can happen in a ZVZ. Kame was looking to be a little bit more aggressive, going for faster layer, but of course, we do have an earlier hatchery here for Devil, so hit him up calling that Ash are going to be iRk. What week are you playing against iRk? I'm kind of interested now. I want to see if you can make that happen. Let's have a look at my announcement post quickly while we're waiting for something to happen in the game. You are playing against iRk. Wait, what? Have you already played against the iRk? Oh, you play next week. This week, yeah. I skipped week 4 thinking it wasn't that, even though I gave out the lineups yesterday. I completely forgot. Spire coming in already. Devil gonna see this, and gonna see the fact there's no natural as well. He is gonna know his economy's in a good spot, but is he gonna have his Spire up in time to be able to defend against the Mutas? Now, he does have a lot of lings. They will have to fight. Of course, up a ramp, which means it's very unlikely they're gonna break up. Now, interestingly, Devil didn't take his base in his main, so he's not going to have an easy to defend natural, which is going to be a little bit more difficult as we move further in. Kame, of course, did take his. Now, the one problem is there's a neutral arbiter there, which is blocking some neutral eggs from being seen, so you can't actually break through that easily. So ground units are unable to get through to that base to defend, but they also can't get there to attack either, so yeah, now the David and Goliath story. The David and Goliath story. Basically, all Goliath needs to do is upgrade Charon boosters. Then he can just throw his sword at David and problem solved. Is that what would happen? Would he throw his sword or would he do something else? I don't know. Okay, 2 Overlords going to be going down here for Devil. This is definitely something he doesn't want to lose. One of the problems with scouting with Overlords. Here we go. Scourge coming in to the natural. Mutas are going to pop out and immediately go down. Oh no! Taking so much damage on his Mutas already. And this is looking rough for Devil. Oh no, hits another Scourge as well. And all of a sudden the Mutas are going to fly over the map and win the game. This is ZVZ. It can end so fast. Because Mutas are just so weird. Scourge, that was such a good move with the Scourge, by the way. And you think Kami is God. Kami is Turtle. So there we go. Looks like the Mutila's going to go down here. This is going to be the end of the game. The next match lineup, Customuse, is in the TL thread there. I just linked it. I know you know Yufeng. I was making a bad joke. But there we go. Looks like the mutants are going to clean up the drones in the main. Another mutalist spawns, gets immediately killed by Scourge. And, I mean, this is game over. Devil's trying to stay on, but unfortunately, he's going to be sent straight back to hell here, because he is not going to be winning here on Triathlon. All of his drones are dying. 2 Scourge coming out. One of them die before the... Oh, one of them does connect. He does get a mutalist, but there we go. GG. Taps out. Kame wins. And he takes the series 4-0 for iRk. Okay, so that is the end for our first series today. We do have another series coming up after this. It's going to be Ash versus DM. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes with series number 2. STP. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for our, what's it called? Our second matchup for today. It's going to be DM versus Ash. DM, I've got a pretty good lineup here. TousaN, Bombon, Tech, and Nimrod. Ash with ranged, SqauLL, Cloud, and KwarK. A very, like, at least country-wise, a very diverse set of, a very diverse team here, really. Unfortunately, we do have a lot of PvPs at the end of the series, but hopefully the two non-PvPs before that are going to be good. Obviously, we can't say anything for sure until we get into the games. Now, TousaN and Ranged haven't played too many games in the STPL, so I'm not going to go into them. We introduced Holy World before, but TvP here, not really much to say about the map design, about how this changes it. So let's get into it. It's game number 1. It's TousaN versus Ranged. Okay, starting here in the bottom right-hand corner in the brown, fighting for Ash. To hit him up, you need to make sure he makes an Ash clan tag. It's Ranged. Also, you need to tell them toast on top versus bottom. And spawning up here in the top left-hand corner in the green, fighting for DM, is TousaN. And yeah, Sarens is also on Ash. He's the French Terran player. Okay, so in terms of what we've got going on, Ranged is going for a forward gate here. Nothing too insane on this map, but he could look to do a little bit of damage. But we already see that TousaN has mined it, walled in even. So the first zealot is not going to do anything, which is nice for him. But behind this, what is his plan? Is he going to go for 2-factory? 2-fact on this map, especially in cross positions, is not that strong. You can also go for drops, which are very strong on this map. Or you can just 6-man, but usually in kind of modern day TvP you don't wall in, because it just makes things a little bit more annoying. It's okay, hit him up, don't worry. I've not been punishing anyone so far this season, because yeah, we've not had any bad colors, but like we've had some bad colors. Like these are kind of bad. If it was I think if it was like a PvP, this would be horrible. Cloud and Range can't make a new account with Ash in it. I reckon they've changed something, because Ample couldn't make an SCTV account either. I think they've maybe changed what you can put in a username. They did that before as well. They made it so you couldn't put certain symbols in your name. I don't know why they did it, but it happened. But this zealot's gonna come in and not really do anything. He even repaired his repaired his depot. And this is not yellow, it's green. This is like this is the sort of like a tan green. I actually like this color. I think this color looks really cool. It reminds me of like the Army Men games. I guess tan is more brown, but this is like a tanny green. It's a browny green, it's not a yellowy green. Yellowy green would be lighter, right? You know what this color reminds me of? A lime. Reminds me of a lime. Does this look like a lime, or am I imagining things? Maybe like a kiwi fruit. Yeah, it's jungle camouflage, there we go. I've made friends with this Japanese guy recently who's like super into military stuff. Like mainly World War II, which is kind of cool because I really like that period of history as well. And like I thought I knew more than the average person. I probably do just because I've read a lot and read up a lot into it. But he is like so much smarter than me, and I've learned so much cool like information from him that I didn't know before. It's kind of cool. It's also cool to finally have like someone to talk to about this stuff. Because I find that stuff really interesting, but no one wants to talk about it. Okay, looks like we do have a tank at the low ground here, gonna stop the Dragoons from being able to get down the ramp. But this is the problem you have. Now, he is going for a dropship, which means he's not looking to expand anytime soon. But this is gonna put him really behind. Like, this drop has to make damage happen. Now, one thing he can technically do is drop into the other main, drop some tanks there as well, and expand to the other main. And he can also drop on the high ground and then, like, break out that way. Now, ranged units are all up in his main base right now, so all in TousaN's main base. So this drop could actually come in and do a ton of damage, but the Dragoons might even be able to break through the depot. Oh my goodness, this is so close. He's going to lose his depot. He's going to lose the depot before he can repair it, I think. Is Zeller going to help this out? Now he's dead. This is game over. He's not going to be able to hold on. He's going to have a dropship he can't actually do anything with. More SCVs are being pulled. But this doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter at all. He's dropping with probably 3 vultures. But if he loses this tank, it's game over. Nice moves on the SCVs, but he's losing a lot. He has to hold. This is so unbelievably close. How he's holding on here, I have no idea. The dropship flying into some Dragoons. This is so unfortunate, but no reaction. There's one Dragoon going to be coming up behind here. He saves his main, and now if he can rebuild the wall before the Dragoons get here, these vultures could win him the game. TousaN in a very good position now. He has to kill all these probes though. If he can get all the probes, this is game over. No mine upgrade is done. The Vulture's getting surrounded. He has to break free. He does. More and more kills coming in. The Dragoon's running back home, but it doesn't matter. He's evened up the supply count with workers. He cannot lose the Vultures though. He has to keep killing probes. All of the probes are not mining though, so either way he's in a good spot. Losing control, like these Vultures could have ended the game. But unfortunately he loses micro, he mismicros a little bit and loses them. But now TousaN is in the lead. But the trouble is there is 2 Nexuses. He had to micro better there. Now of course he does have the, oh, he's going for a 2 tank drop. Okay, this is going to be rough because there's a lot of Dragoons coming over the map now. I don't think these 2 tanks are what he should have built, but we'll soon find out. Yeah, he definitely could have killed all of the probes there if it had microed. That is definitely one of those moments where you forget about everything else and you, like, this is one of the problems I have, because I always play drop styles when I play Brood War, not that I play anymore. But the issue you have is essentially, there's sometimes you've realized you just drop everything else, you don't macro, you win with the drop. And that's the kind of decision you have to make. Now there's so many Dragoons here, he's probably going to be able to break through again. The drop coming in to the natural, can he kill? He should drop 1 tank here and 1 in the natural, or 1 in the main even. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to just not even, oh, don't siege. No, now the tank is just going to die. You can't siege in that case. You should just, like, micro better. He's not microing, but that's because back at home, he's been broken. the supply depot goes down, and unfortunately, I think this is going to be game over. There's so many Dragoons up here. There is a single Vulture with no mines. This Vulture is going to die almost immediately. He can't repair through that. The tank in the natural dies. The tank in the main has almost killed all the probes. No, pick up the tank! Okay, if he can micro and kill all these probes still, he can still win. But this tank is so low and he's going to lose it. He can't micro it. He's going to lose his tank. There's 2 units here. If he can oh, that's a nice pickup. That was a hell of a pickup there, but loses the tank, unfortunately. And TousaN is going to be falling ranged. Doing a pretty good job with this. All-inning with Dragoons. It works out. TousaN, unfortunately, not managing to kill all the probes with his Vultures. If he'd have done that, he would have won the game. But GG. Great play by Ranged, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'm going to make it like a 3-4 minute break for this one to get a drink, but then we'll be back with game number 2.
Come on, DJ. Oh yeah. Hey, DJ. Good morning. DJ, come on. Hey, DJ, come on. Hey, DJ. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on. Hey. Oh, come on, bet. Oh, yeah. Come on. Hey. Oh, yeah. Hey. Oh, yeah. Hey. Oh, yeah. Go.
Okay guys, welcome back. We are down here in the bottom left hand corner, starting us off for Ash in the brown. It's SqauLL. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right hand corner in the pink, fighting for DM, is Bombon. Now, Stuff Pink Owl in chat saying Protoss is easily the strongest for low-level players. You have to be very good before you realize Protoss is bad. See, Protoss is only bad at the highest level because PvZ is so unbelievably broken. Zerg are so good in CVP that that's why Protoss are weak at the highest level. PvT is fine, I would say. Like, that's my opinion, but like, CVP is just way too hard. There's a reason why there's only been like... There's only been very, very few, like, very high-level PvZ players throughout the history of Brood War. And none of them have ever been able to be consistent long enough, other than Bisu, and then when he came back he can't do it anymore, because it's too difficult. Okay, we have a 10 pool coming in here, I think this is a 9 pool actually, with a gas trick to go up to another drone. Looks like they're both kind of talking in Spanish, no idea what they're saying. But we are seeing a 2-gate from Bombon start here, so we've got a 9 pool against a 2-gate. And when you're in that kind of build, it's either going to mean the game is going to be over very quickly, or we are going to be in for a hell of a ride. Because when two like really early aggressive builds clash, it leads to some very, very weird outcomes. So let's see what's going to happen. 6 lings on the way immediately. SqauLL gonna get ready to go and take his natural hatchery as well. Probe gonna try and block this, and he's going to be able to as well. That's gonna be annoying for SqauLL, but Bombon definitely not too worried about that too much. It would actually be really good for him to build a pylon here and just build a shield battery, but obviously we know there's lings coming on, and so does he now. Best is getting better at PvZ now, which is good. But we do... Realistically, we need a high-level Protoss versus Zerg player, because Zerg are just going to win every ASL until Flash comes back. Because there's realistically not that many good TVZ players anymore. Like, Zerg have gotten so much better that all of the high-level Terrans struggle against the high-level Zergs minus Flash. Like, that's the position we're in. I get the strong feeling, and this is just me talking out my ass, but I think we're gonna have an all-4 top, like an all-4 Zerg ASL top 4 this season. It's gonna be a repeat of the PD Pop MSL 2011 or 2009 or whatever it was. Now probes are actually being pulled here as well. Now pulling them to help defend against the lings is a good idea, but this is definitely going into a weird place. We've got a lot of Zerglings back at home. We've actually got a lot of, well, 4 Zealots heading in to attack the Zerg's main. There's a Sunken coming up in the main as well, but the hatchery is completely undefended. Now it looks like the Zerglings in the main base have been cleaned up without losing too many of the drones. Looks like the probe gets taken out, which is kind of annoying. But the hatchery is very close to dying, so if he can get some more Zealots over here, he might be in a good spot to be able to kill it. But he's just kind of ringing around the rosy right now, trying to do his best to deal with the lings before they can go to his main base. But I reckon he should just focus on killing the hatchery if he can. Looks like the ling's going to come back. One more Zealot is coming over here, going to help out a little bit with this. But let's actually keep an eye on the Zealot health, because the Zealot health is kind of like the most important part of this game right now. Let's see if he's going to be able to break through. Hatchery health is quite low. If he can manage to get a good engagement with the lings, we could make something happen. We've got another 3 Zealots coming across the map. Looks like he gets his Zealots into a good position here, but not the best. 2 lings can attack 1 Zealot, which is definitely not something you want. The 3rd Zealot gonna go down as well, and SqauLL is doing a very good job holding on to this. The additional Zealots coming in here shouldn't really be able to do too much, although they do manage to get a couple of lings in their first few swipes. But all of this is costing SqauLL drones. It's 14 probes against 10 drones. And, I mean, realistically the Zealots have traded okay, so it's not the end. But this is a nice hold. He holds onto his hatchery. He's probably going to build a Sunken just to be safe. but he doesn't necessarily need it. And now Bombon has no tech, he's got no expansion, and he is going to be forced into continuing to attack. And there we go. Looks like Zealot's gonna get into the little nook and cranny here once again to try and hold more and more Lings off. Nice moves by Bombon there with his micro. And unfortunately this Zealot is gonna die almost immediately. So is this one. I think they're all essentially gonna die right now, but looks like he is doing a very good job with his micro. Like, this is not easy to do. Obviously, it's a problem eventually because Lings will eventually overwhelm you. But think about how many Lings SqauLL has built and lost this game. Obviously, every 2 Zealots that Bombon loses, or every 4 Zealots, it's a Nexus. So there we go. Protoss ain't bad. Protoss ain't bad, it's just none of the modern Protoss players are any good at PvZ. And the thing is, like, Protoss players didn't do as well in solo tournaments, but they did really well in team leagues. That's why SqauLL and Bisu are up there, and Bisu won multiple MSLs. SqauLL won multiple OSLs, right? He won the Incret 2008 OSL, and he won the... Didn't he win one of the other OSLs as well? So... Like, SqauLL and Bisu are both very, very good players. Like, this meme about Protoss being bad is just funny. It's just they're not good at PvZ because PvZ is so lopsided. And I don't think that's their fault. But the trouble is, to make a map really good for Protoss versus or Protoss against Zerg, it becomes basically unwinnable for Zerg against Terran. You can't really make maps P-favored because it just makes it impossible. Look at Central Plains. Central Plains was so Protoss favored. There was like 86 games across its Pro League history. I think about 79 of them were all PvPs. Because there was literally no reason to send out any other race. Like, any map that's good for Protoss against Zerg is very good for Protoss against Terran. And it's also very good for Terran against Zerg as well. And the trouble is, most standard maps favor Zerg over Protoss, because that's just the way the game works. It's just unfortunate. I mean, the trouble is you can't make a map slightly Protoss favored, because it's very impossible, it's very difficult to make a map slightly favored in one way or the other. Like, it's happened, but I don't think you can do it deliberately. The only way you can truly make a map imbalanced is if you basically put features in that will make it imbalanced very, very one-sidedly. And I think that's fine. Having maps, like, that's why having, like, imbalanced maps in team leagues is fine. Because at the end of the day, if, like, I put in a map that's really good for Protoss against Zerg, just don't send Zerg players there if you don't want to, you know? Looks like Zealots coming back in. This is non-stop action this game so far. So many Zealots coming in. No upgrade on the Zealots though, so it is 3 swipes to kill these Lings. But this is so many Zealots now. I think he may have broken through. Looks like he's going to try and go back for the hatchery now, and this hatchery could fall. There is 3 hatcheries on the map. More Lings coming out. This is such a weird situation for Bombon to be in, but he's doing so well. Lings are getting absolutely crazy. But it looks like SqauLL may be doing enough to actually hold on again. Is he going to lose the hatchery eventually? Another 2 drones going down. Lings chasing down the remaining... Zealots chasing down the remaining Lings. He sees that creep at the 3rd base, so he knows where to go. This Zealot getting stuck. Losing out on a couple of hits for free on that hatchery. Looks like 5 Zealots going to be heading towards the main base. There is a Sunken here from before. So he's not going to be able to do too much, but he is going to be able to force more and more Lings because there's still no tech. SqauLL has not been able to build any tech this game, other than an evolution chamber, which could actually get sniped here. But it looks like the Sunken is in just the right position. Zealot's getting taken down in the end here, and it looks like the attack has finally ended. But while that attack was going on, the natural is up, the forge is done. There's cannons in the natural, +1. Is that finished up now? Still no +1. That's a big mistake. He's got more than enough gas for it. Yeah, Bombon has built so many zealots this game. We've got a lot of links coming over. This is just a tug of war. What's the name of that map that TT1 used to really enjoy playing? Like where you basically have a base and it just spawns units for you and runs at the enemy? Anyone know what that UMS is called? It's like, is it like sudden? It's not sudden attack. That's a Korean FPS, but something strike, isn't it? Like Desert Strike maybe or something, even though it's on a Twilight map. But TT1 used to play that with people all the time. It reminds me of this, like they're just building, it's like mono battles. It's like you get zealots and lings and that's what you're allowed to build. Just keep them coming. Now Bombon has done a decent amount of damage. SqauLL is still down to 2 bases. The Hydra Den is finally up, Lurker's coming in, Lair is done as well, Spire is on the way. But SqauLL is technically still on just lings. And that is not a position you want to be in. A lucky noob saying, fun map, there's a few of them. Stuff Pink Owl saying Battlecraft, I don't think it's that. I'm fairly certain it had Strike in the name. You basically, it's like a tug of war map where it kind of plays out like Dota, where you have minions that just spawn and you pick what units you're going to build. And then as you kill units, you get minerals to build different types of units, and when you reach the enemy's core, you win. But looks like we are going to have another engagement between Lings and Zealots. Lings and Zealots are basically the only units we've seen fight this game so far. Yeah, looks like the Lings clean up the Zealots this time, but still a big supply advantage. 69 supply for Bombon at the moment against 53 of SqauLL. SqauLL slowly catching up. Obviously, we do have a lot of workers for Bombon compared to SqauLL, but not really coming in. Oh, maybe it is Battlecraft. I've just got the idea that Strike is in the name for some reason. It's definitely not called Dota map either. I don't know what it is. Like, hopefully someone at FBW can tell me. But it's quite fun. It's not one of the only UMS I've ever actually played. Here we go, more and more Zealots coming out. Let's have another look at their health, because it's always funny seeing how quick Zealots seem to die against Lings. Like, any other unit, they seem to take forever to kill. But Zealots against Lings, they just like immediately die. Now, SqauLL is making all the right moves. He's got a lot of lurkers up the front. If he can set up a big lurker contain, then this is going to be game over. Because how does Bombon break out as natural in this situation? What would be good is if Bombon could maybe build some gates up here. That would be a nice move, but it's quite difficult to make happen. But we've seen lurker contains can win games on their own. 3 DTs here though. If he can just come up here with a ton with an observer. Oh my god, DTs are killing everything. Now don't come up with the why are you coming up with the Zealots? The Zealots are actually getting the Zealots are getting the DTs killed. He knows there's units there at the very least. This DT is very confused. It got a little bit stuck there. Zealots coming out here, kind of not worth it. But yeah, DT's taking damage they didn't need to. But they are going to be able to go up here to the top left-hand corner, and they may even be able to kill 2 hatcheries here for free. And that is going to be a ton of damage. The 4th DT going off towards the natural. A drone thinking about blocking, but then coming back to defend. There's so many overlords here, but there's nothing to actually defend the units. Okay, 1 kill. I should keep an eye on this, shouldn't I? 1 kill. That's 3 kills, 4 kills. Hatchery up here gets cancelled. 5 kills, 6 kills, 7 kills, 8 kills, 9 kills. Why is it not attacking? 9 kills, 10 kills, 11 kills, 13 kills, 14 kills. The DT's at the top. There is gateways coming up, I think, over here. DT at the top gets taken down. Oh my god, the DT's in the main, there's nothing defending it. 14 kills, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Finally 20. He's gonna kill the Sunken as well. No, he's getting his 21st kill. Key to the door, 21. And now the DT is gonna die, but 22 kills. Very, very respectful. 22 kill DT, 22 drone kills, and like 4 lane kills. That is impressive. Now the gateway at the top gets cancelled. We've got a lot of zealots pushing out here, but there's still no observer. Now this lurker is getting value. This lurker is getting massive value right about now. Another lurker coming back here just to add insult to injury. Zealot's gonna move up to the high ground. SqauLL has managed to rebuild his drone count, but obviously while he's doing this, he's not building Hydras, not building Lurkers, and not building Lings, but the Zealots do manage to clean up everything in the middle of the map. 2 kills, 2 kills, 4 kills. 4 kills, so wait. Yeah, he's killed a lot. He's going for another Nexus up here. Now, expanding to his opponent's side of the map is interesting. It can work. But I don't think it's going to work out very well in this situation. So he is going to lose the probe. He is going to have to take his natural third. Looks like the Zealot's going to get into the base. He's actually mining up here without building the hatchery again. That, oh my god, he's losing so many drones. Actually, I love how he didn't build the hatchery again. He had to rebuild his drones. He couldn't afford the hatchery. Zealot's getting into the main base again. Zealot's in the natural as well. SqauLL actually not mining with these drones either. Needs to send those to mine as soon as he can. This could actually be a big problem, although the Zealot is going to bring his attention over here, which is unfortunate for Bombon, because SqauLL is kind of being picked apart here in this game with a load of harassment all over the place. Now, Bombon has a fairly respectable army, but his upgrades are just not there at the moment. +2 attack has only just started, so +1 has only just finished. If he'd had +2 at this point, this push could win the game, but he doesn't have the kind of units, I think, to win. There's a lurker here, he can't actually attack. He does have an observer, so he will be able to get it. But with good storms, he can win. It's going to be rough, it's going to be tough, but can he make it happen? Looks like the use of Overlord's going to go down fairly quickly here. The Lurker going to unburrow. Not what he wants to be doing. He needs to be using that to actually defend. Overlord's both going down. I mean, there's nothing to scout. Oh, there is another Overlord that can see this Observer, I think. But as long as the Observer doesn't die, we should actually have Bombon. Oh my god, that's a nice storm to finish those drones off. Unfortunately, a little bit too late. He does need to pull these Observers back, though. If he loses them, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He stormed his Observer. Oh no, and the Scourge. Oh no, the Scourge are going to get the Observer. Oh, and now he can't see the Lurker. I hate to see this. You hate to see it. Another... Oh my god, please just storm. Just storm with the High Templar. It's got 2 of them. Just storm the Lurkers. Storm the Lurkers, but there we go. Looks like he is going to be able to take down the 3rd base. Another hatchery going to be going down here. Storm the Lings. Use your energy. There we go. He storms his Dragoons. No! Don't storm on the Dragoons. Storm in front of them. Oh no, Bombon. Taking a ton of additional damage. So many additional Dragoons dying that shouldn't have done. And now Bombon's army is much weaker due to those weird storms. Now, a lot of creep colonies coming up here. If he can get in before they can finish, he's probably still going to lose his army to the Lings. But SqauLL doing a pretty good job. He's not going to be able to kill the Sunkens before they finish. The Lings are going to kill everything again. He storms on his High Templar this time. And his storm placement is... Oh man. Oh, those 2 High Templar will like suck right between 2 storms. But yeah, he can't break this base now, so he needs to go home. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. He has to go back home, regroup. He's only got 5... Oh, no, hold on. 4, 8... 8 gateways. Only 8 gateways. His third base has pretty much only just started mining. Ling's gonna come out in the middle of the map. Does he have a storm that he can put on his own units? Let's find out. Yes, he does, but he actually does put it in the right place this time. The high tempo was gonna die anyway, so better the storm than lose everything for free. Nexus coming up down here in the bottom middle. That could go down to the Nexus here, to the Lings even. I believe he's actually got Adrenaline already, because they were killing that very, very quickly. Also, stuffed being KwarK, it would be impossible for Protoss to reach 600 supply unless it was a 2v2. Although I do wonder, in 2v2, if there's a strat, like late game, to mind control your teammate's worker, and then get 200 supply. But it's impossible to get 600 supply because you can only have one opponent in a 1v1. Oh my god, someone make a map with neutral workers. Someone do it. Make it happen. Minerals, if you're watching, you know what gimmick to put in your next map, man. I'll put it in the STPL. Have like a pen of neutral workers you can mind control. Have it so no units by ground can get to them. The only way you can get to them is by dropping with a shuttle. And that way they can't get killed as well. Yeah, we fix PvZ by giving them SCVs to mind control so they can actually play TvZ instead and win. That's how you fix Protoss versus Zerg. You make the Protoss play Terran. Oh man. One of my favorite styles of game recently were in the previous the Mu Proleague had this format where it was a team melee and they had like 2v2, but it was like 1v1 with 2 races on both sides. And that was really, really good. Superfriend BFG saying that is, in most 1v1s, the resource cost of chasing a second race's tech tree is not perhaps the most efficient use of your gas or minerals. While that is true, you say not least of which you've got to do it on your opponent's nose. I mean, everyone knows Tasagi, right? So if you steal an SCV and a PvZ, and you start building... Like, you start building Terran units, then it doesn't matter. You don't have to do it secretly. They're just going to win on their own. But there we go. Push coming into the 4th base again. So many Zunkans up here. Better storms, but once again, storming his own units. It's only rare because it's hard to actually get a worker and get away with it. It's so hard to get away with your worker once you steal it, but if you had neutral workers on a map, that changes everything. Now the army gets cleaned up, the Sunkens did their job, Storms whiffing again, and SqauLL is looking in a pretty good spot all of a sudden. So many lurkers coming up here as well, it's so annoying to deal with. We've got a Defiler Mound coming in, Adrenaline long since finished. We've got melee upgrades coming in as well, that's going to make the Adrenaline even better. 2 Carapace. On the ground, we've got one attack on the Lings. And wait, what? Do we even have any lurkers that I can click on to see what the ranged upgrades are? I don't think we do. At least not burrowed ones. Storming this Observer again. Can we see the ranged upgrades? Yes, we can. +1 is the ranged upgrades here. Now this Nexus is finished, we're going to have Reavers coming in down here as well. This is turning into a pretty good game. This, I told you, didn't I? When you have like 2 all-in builds go against each other, it gets into these like weird situations where the game goes on forever, and like it's just back and forth the whole way through. That's why I love these kind of games, because you can never really tell who's going to win. Bombon, interestingly, not actually expanding to the easiest base he could expand to, but he could take that a little bit later, which is going to help him. The Reavers down here are going to help him hold on to this base for the time being. And as long as he can stop SqauLL from expanding up here, he can win the game. Now you can actually wall this in, build a ton of cannons, and take the base yourself as well. So I wonder if that's what we're going to do. Yeah, SqauLL realistically can't expand again. He is going to have a lot of trouble expanding. His army isn't that strong at the moment. Although now we have the best unit in the game, paired up with the other best unit in the game. Defilers and Lings, essentially they are a win button for Protoss against Zerg. You put down Swarm, all of a sudden, the late game Dragoon heavy army can do nothing. Storm is the only thing Bombon actually has, along with like 5 Zealots, that can do anything against the Ling Defiler. But we do have Reavers here, which should help defend this base, although he does need Scarabs. No Scarab upgrade, but we do have a shuttle speed coming in. Oh my god, he loses a shuttle. He does get a nice Storm on the drones though, nicely done, 8 kills on that High Templar. Pulls back with some of his units. We do have a drop coming in down here. Does he have any Scarabs? No, he doesn't. He's not got a Scarab coming in. He needs more Scarabs or he's going to lose this base. Yeah, this base is going down. Oh, he's building Scarabs now, but imagine if he'd had more. There we go, Swarm is up. No shuttle here to save the Reavers. This base is dead. And he can't take back this base. There we go, this base is done. There's no way he can kill the Lurkers under the Swarm. At least not without significant investment. Somehow a shuttle comes out. But he's moving in with the Zealots. He can't see the Zealots under the Swarm. Storm coming in, but that's not on top of the Lurkers. The Defiler is still here. He didn't save any Lings though. Although he can, he should definitely consume these ones when they're finished. Now we do have SqauLL getting ready to take the top right hand corner. Now carriers are actually a pretty good choice on this map, but the trouble is Bombon is mining out. He's run out of money here, he's run out of money here. His third base is over halfway done. This base is going to be hard to take now, and this base is going to be essentially impossible to take back. So he is going to go all in. Look at the massive Plague on the units though. Plague is so damn good. Defilers are just such a good unit in PvZ. Once again, he stormed his own Dragoons. I think he's killed more of his own Dragoons with Storm than, like, his opponents killed them. Bombon's losing his whole army. SqauLL takes a massive supply advantage. And I think this game is done. I do not think it's possible for Bombon to win from here. He's not got the unit composition anymore. He's not got the units. He's not got the upgrades. He's only on 2-0, I think. Oh, he's on 3-0 now, which is something. But with no armor upgrades, with no feedback, he's got no realistic way of dealing with SqauLL's army. SqauLL has done an incredible job. And then Bombon just unfortunately fell apart a little bit, and he just wasn't able to take the engagements that he was taking early game. And once again, Zerg showing why they're so good against Protoss, man. If only there was a neutral SCV somewhere that he could have mind controlled and built tanks. Thing is, Stuffed Pink Owl, this is a one-base Protoss with no gas. With gas, maybe with enough Archons and with enough Storm, he can do something. But he doesn't have any mining gases anymore. He's depleted in both of his gases, and that's it. Like, he built another support bay down here, but he's not got enough money for Reavers. I mean, he's building one. I mean, it's not a bad idea, but he's not going to have enough money for a shuttle. He's going to try and move down here to the bottom right and secure another base. But to do this, he needs more units, and he just threw them away at the top left. And look at how many units SqauLL has. Okay, we do have a mined out SqauLL in his main. His natural is surprisingly fresh. Third base is gone. Fourth base is incredibly fresh as well. And this brand new base here in the top right is going to be unassailable for our Protoss player. And looks like we are going to have the Defiler. Okay, so yeah, you should swarm before you lose all your links to the cannons. But there we go. Looks like the Lings are going to be cleaned up by the Reaver and the Storm. Does manage to hold on to his natural, but the shot... Wait, what? Both of those Scourge hit, right? Am I imagining things? Like, I swear I just saw that happen. Like, I swear both of those Scourge just hit. Here we go. No Storm. Oh my god, no Storm energy. That's so sad. Oh, that's a great Storm, though. Jeez. Oh my god, 12 kills. What a hero. The other one dies to a Sunken before he gets enough Storm energy. That was a great Storm, but he's too far behind for it to make a difference, I think. But he's still trying to hold. He's still doing his best here. There's no cannon to defend. There is a Storm. If he double Storms the Lurker, he can make something happen. That's a nice Storm. The Lurker's going to go down. The Lings are going to start to fall as well. But we are in a very difficult situation for our Protoss player right now. The Lings are swarming in from everywhere. There's Lurkers all over the place. 2 full energy Defilers. Just imagine if he'd had a feedback here. That would be incredible. 2 dead Defilers immediately. And yeah, he holds on to his bottom right hand base. He can get the gas. If he can hold on, he's still got a chance. But he's in such an awful position. So many Scourge down here. I don't even know what they've come here for. Storm doing a pretty good job, but this is going to be the problem. Look at the amount of Lurkers. There's only 1 cannon. There's no Storms remaining. I think this is game over. I think this is it. He can't save his units. He's got no units remaining at all. GG. Bombon taps out and SqauLL takes, after an incredibly long game, a win and takes Ash up 2-0. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 3 between Ash and DM. Starting us off in the top right hand corner is going to be Tech in the pink. There's one of our Protoss players. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right hand corner in the green, fighting for Ash. It's Cloud. Also, realistically for me, the best CVP I've seen this year has been Dragon versus... what was his name? I put it in the thread earlier. It was Dragon versus Sodam on Judgment Day. It was at 41 minutes in one of the VODs, and it was such an incredible PvP. I couldn't remember the name of the person, Edgewood. I'm sorry. It was Sodam. Closed Open asks, how is the weather in the UK? It's been a little bit rainy, which I'm glad about. It's got colder. I don't know what it's like at the moment, because ironically my curtains are closed, and I could open them, but I'm not going to. I don't really care about the weather because I'm inside. That's like, unless it's hot. It's 9 degrees and cloudy apparently, that's it. I'll take it. I love that September's begun. Like, autumn and winter are the best part of the year, without a doubt for me. I love it. I love it when you wake up and it's still slightly dark, or it's still really dark, like in the height of winter. And I love it when you go to sleep and it's dark. Well, I go to sleep when it's dark anyway, but you don't get woken up at like 4 AM by the sun, right? I hate that. I really hate that about the start of like the kind of mid-start of spring. Like where it suddenly gets light at like 4 AM in the morning and it wakes me up and it's like, damn it! Yeah, the sun comes up at like 4 AM in like the height of summer due to daylight savings time. I've got curtains, but they're not blackout curtains in my bedroom. I also love it when it's like, I mean, it's even better now I'm working at home because I don't have to wake up at like 7 AM anymore. But when you wake up, it's like 8 AM and it's still dark outside. I know like there's a lot of people who get really depressed by the fact they do their commute and it's dark. But I prefer it being dark in the morning than being like harshly woken up by the sun. Like, trying to commute on a train when the sun is like beaming in the train and making it really hot is horrible. Luckily enough I don't have to commute anymore. Like, working from home is literally the best thing that's ever happened to me. Working from home, like, my entire personality was designed for working from home. Right, I don't have to deal with anyone else. If I'm caught up with my work, I can like take a 5-minute break and not feel guilty about it. And I am definitely a vampire. Like, my skin is so unbelievably pale white that, like, when I get ill, I literally look like a ghost. I just hate the sun. I hate heat, I hate the sun. I love it when it's cold. And especially when it's cold, it's like tipping it down with rain. The rain is like super heavy outside and you can hear it banging on the window. And you're like wrapped up inside in like a blanket, feeling nice and toasty and warm. Or you're like laying in bed in the morning and it's just so good. You just feel so comfortable. And then in the summer, like, you're kind of gagging for like cool air because there's just none. Luckily enough this year I had air conditioning. But going back to this PvP, because it's 2-gate versus 2-gate, not really much has happened. Looks like we do have a robo facility coming in for tech, whereas Cloud is going for possibly a 3rd gateway. Although at the moment we've got no additional buildings from him. So one thing that I'm just going to bring up quickly before tech actually gets here. You know what, I'm going to focus on the game just in case it ends. And then I'll talk about this afterwards. But it's something about VR, so it's like an interesting bit of VR kind of culture, but I don't know. But there we go, looks like tech going to move in. There's not that many units here for Cloud, so if tech can micro this properly, he can actually win the game. It's 3 versus 4 Dragoons, the 4 Dragoons from tech being very well microed. And it's... oh, I think this could be the end of the game. Yeah, it's PvP. We've got another PvP after this as well. And looks like the 4 Dragoons from tech managed to clean up everything here. We've got another 2 Dragoons coming in. We've got 2 Dragoons here, some of them quite heavily damaged. But we also have Reavers coming up behind this, and I think this very well could be game over very soon, because we have a Robo facility coming up much later. GG, Cloud taps out, tech wins game number 3, and that's going to take us into game number 4 when we get back after this very short break. Okay, welcome back. We're here for game number 4 of Ash vs DM. With a win from Tech, Nimrod has a chance to take us to an ace match here. Starting us off in the 12 o'clock location, we have KwarK fighting for Ash. And his opponent spawning down here in the yellow, fighting for DM, it's Nimrod. Now, I can tell you, Edgewater, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania also hits Steam, I believe, this week as well. I'm 100% buying it on Steam. It would be good to own on Switch because of the portability, but I'm actually gonna stream Monkey Ball because I love Monkey Ball. I'm probably gonna record myself playing it because I need more footage for in between the things. If you want portability, you can get a Steam Deck now. Now, gyro for Monkey Ball is not good. Like, it could be good, but Monkey Ball, you need the precision of the analog stick, I would say. Actually, I think a keyboard would be a good controller for Monkey Ball. Well, I guess you don't have the pressure sensitivity with a keyboard, so maybe not. But yeah, I am very much looking forward to it. The one problem is there's no online multiplayer. I wanted to play like Monkey Target with my friends, but I can't. That sucks so much. But guess what else comes out? Back 4 Blood, then also Metroid Dread, all within the same 2-week period. This next few weeks is going to be so good for games. Oh my god! And then we've also got the new Mario Party as well. It's just going to be so good. Like, it's going to be absolutely incredible. What a week for what a few. Like, this October is ridiculously stacked. I said this before, but there's so many games I want to buy over this next 2 months. It's really bad. It's going to be rough. Rough on my poor wallet. Luckily enough, I barely buy anything else, so I should be fine. And then the trouble is, there's the Oculus event as well, where supposedly they might be bringing out like an Oculus 2 Pro, which might be a little bit better, so I'll probably end up buying that as well, given I use my headset so much. I don't know. And there's also the rumors that Valve are going to be making a standalone headset, but just while we're kind of waiting for stuff to happen, we've got 2 gates from Nimrod against 1 gate core by KwarK, so we're going to have Dragoons against Zealots here in the short meantime. Basically, there's a thing that people do in VR chat, because like at first I kind of didn't understand it, and I can't really do it well, but essentially people sleep in VR, right? Like, the thing is, you go to a world or whatever, you like turn the brightness down to the world and you just sleep. Now, at first I didn't understand why you would do that, because why would you wear your headset while sleeping, right? But in a weird way, it like allows you to sleep next to someone, right? And it's actually quite comforting because it feels less lonely, which is really strange. Like, I can't sleep well in VR because like I wake up after like an hour. I don't know why, but I can't, like, I'm just not very good at doing it. But like, yesterday I kind of was speaking to my friend for a while, and then I went to meet like one of my other friends who's always asleep, so I was going to write like a message for them to say like good morning when they woke up or whatever. And they were all awake, and then they were like, oh, we're all kind of tired, so we're going to go back to sleep again. So I ended up like sleeping in VR for like an hour. And the thing is, like, there's some really nice worlds just made purely for sleeping in. Like, there's like lots of worlds with like rain sounds and stuff. Also, Super Friend, your face doesn't really get humid from using VR. Like, they've got vents and stuff on them. Like, your face isn't stuck. Yeah, if VR food could nourish me, I literally wouldn't leave VR. I would literally, like, stay in VR forever. Also, I'm making no comment for how perverted VR gets. I wouldn't know such things. The one funny thing is, someone said imagine if Valve ported Monkey Ball to VR. One of my, like, not friends, but like one of my friends' friends in VR is like a world creator, and they've actually made a Super Monkey Ball map. It's kind of cool. Like, it's really, really clever. I don't like sunshine in VR either. I do like rain in VR, because rain just sounds really nice. Like, there's a world called Fog. There's a world called Fog, and all it basically is like a minivan with like a bed in it, and with like a fridge and stuff and like seats. It's like a camper van basically. And like it's just outside of the van, it's just raining. It's like foggy and it's raining. And it's so, like the atmosphere is so nice. Yeah, it's just a minivan. It's not a white van. It's like a 6-seater minivan with a bed in the back basically. But just sitting in that world is like really, really nice. Now we do have a third, or we've actually got a hidden base coming down from Nimrod down here. This is weird. This is a strange PvP. We've got DT here with the Observer. That's going to help out kill the DT at the very least. He's got his other DT at the ramp, so DT from KwarK not going to do any damage. Now, if KwarK never scouts this base, Nimrod should be able to win this game. Hidden bases in PvP are so incredibly strong. Now, this probe is still stuck. That has been stuck for a very long time. Noob to go to says in YouTube chat, Operation Seawall. Yeah, just show the map so you can see it. No fog up all, yeah. I can see the YouTube chat as well because I'm using the Restream chat client now, which is really cool. It does have a YouTube chat. It also has a YouTube link, so if you're having trouble with like this Twitch stream lagging, you can look on YouTube to see it at high quality with no lag. Yeah, Brood War is like weirdly big on YouTube, but I don't have any other people watching me. Like the STPL videos on YouTube get like at most like 40-50 views overall. But the Twitch VODs are friggin' insane. Like I didn't realize so many people were watching my VODs. Like it's really nice. I'm really happy that people watch them. And I really hope people are enjoying the streams as well. But if you want to check out the YouTube, head on over to youtube.com/STPLTV. And on all of the VODs, I timestamp every single game. So you can see every game you want as well. And every STPL game ever is up there. So there's all 5 seasons so far. Only the newer seasons are timestamped because they didn't have the timestamp option before. But yeah, just have a look. And yeah, just while this is going on, there is a link to the Matrino in chat at the moment. What this basically means, I'm going to send this to the YouTube chat. If you head over to that link, hit the claim code button on the right hand side. There's 12 codes remaining to add 30 cents to the prize pool completely free. Okay, the first Arbe gets taken down. He's going to be able to break his way through the eggs and take a 4th base. This is going to be... Oh my god, he's got a Dark Arc on. I love it. Yeah, if you have a YouTube account and you want to like help out, it's up to the YouTube channel. That's actually like a pretty big deal. Kind of cool, you know? You'll get updates when all the VODs come out. Realistically, I should start making some like YouTube exclusive content, so like there's a reason for people to go to the YouTube other than the VODs, but I spend so much time working that I find it so hard to have the like energy to do anything else. That's why I like bum about on VR chat all the time, because like I just don't want to do anything. Now KwarK pushing into the middle of the map, Nimrod with his hidden 3rd base still. What is the Dark Archon going to be used for? Is he going to feed back High Templars? There's no High Templar with the army. Maelstrom, doesn't Maelstrom really work on biological units, or am I imagining things? You could mind control the Arbiter, that would be incredibly good. Edgewater says mind control a probe and make Protoss units. That'd be pretty good. Okay, the base has been checked here. Dark Archon going to be moving back. Dark Archon not going to be able to do too much. Not enough cannons down here to hold on to the base, so this base is going to go down. There's not enough units to defend it either. Nimrod may be overbuilt bases and not enough units. He's going to move his Dark Archon back home on its own. Yeah, there was 3 versus higher on this map, and he mind controlled the Arbiter. It was a very, very good map. Very, very good game. What an absolute god for doing it. No mind control unless it's already been done. The probes actually tried to run away, but the probes did get away. They're going back towards the main base. There's a lot of units down here. Pushing up onto the high ground is a mistake though. If he just blocks this ramp, he is going to get a better engagement on the low ground every time, but doesn't have enough units. We have enough for mind control now on the Dark Archon. Is he going to mind control an Arbiter? If he mind controls an Arbiter and brings it down here... Okay, there's an Observer, never mind. That would be really, really good. Yeah, the Hidden Nexus definitely didn't work out too well. But Nimrod is now sending his probes back, which is kind of a weird choice, but I guess it works out. It looks like Nimrod going to do his best to try and hold on to the base. More units coming down here. Probes possibly coming to help out as well. Dragoons going to be able to take out most of the Zealots, but... all of a sudden it's Dragoons versus Dragoons. It's very, very close to holding onto this base. The probes are actually going to be quite useful here. They could actually help him hold on. But looks like it's 2 Dragoons against 5. But he has saved the base for the time being. Now, there is still enough energy for mind control. Has he got the mind control upgrade? If he has, he really should be using it on an Arbiter. Because an Arbiter would really help him against KwarK's units. He's got 200 energy. Yeah, it looks like the base is finally going to go down. Nimrod is definitely behind, but he's still not out. There's still a lot of stuff he can do here. If he can get a very nice mind control on like a SqauLL with 3 High Templar in or something, he'd be in a good move. But mind control the Arbiter, please. Please, it's right there. Mind control it. Why did you build the Dark Archon if you're not going to mind control the Arbiter on this map? I don't understand. What are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? Take the damn Arbiter. That's all I want. I put this map in the pool for one reason. Mind control the damn Arbiters. Oh, feedback. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Oh my god, he gets all of the High Templar, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter. He doesn't have the army to deal with these Dragoons. That was nice feedbacking, but he'd already got stormed twice. He wasn't fast enough. And I think he's going to lose his entire army now. We didn't get a mind control on the Arbiter, man. Yeah, I think this is game over now. GG, Nimrod taps out. KwarK wins game number 4. Wins the series 3-1 in favor of Ash. And that is going to be the end of our series for today. So let's actually head on over to the results screen. I was kind of hoping we'd get a mind control Arbiter there, as you would have found out from listening to the cast. But there we go. What the heck has happened here? Why is that not showing everything? Oh, it's because it's off the screen. There we go. There we go. So 3-1 in favor of Ash. Ash win another series against DM. Unfortunate for DM. Tech did his best to kind of keep things going. But what we'll do is we'll reload the overlay in just a second and we'll show the standings as well. Because I did record them the other day, but I forgot to post them. And that was like the week before. But Range winning over TousaN, Bombon. Oh, sorry, SqauLL winning over Bombon. Tech winning over Cloud. KwarK winning over Nimrod. Let's just double check it's definitely added it all to the database. It has. Let's head on over to this screen for just a second. Let's quickly reload everything. And then we should be able to go to the what's it called? It's not the result. Well, it is the result screen technically, but yeah, there we go. So let's head over to the team rankings. Let's see what we're looking at the end of week 3. iRk top of the table, 3-0, unbeaten so far. Ash also 3-0 in second. Naz in third, 2-0. They've not played their third game yet because they've had a bye week already. Starcast TV Stars in fourth, close behind. We've got Red in 5th, Psystorm in 6th, Wiko in 7th after 2 losses in a row. DM with 3 losses in a row down in 8th. CWT in 9th with 3 losses as well. The top 6 teams at the end of the season will be heading in to the playoffs. So we've still got a long way to go. Another 6 weeks worth of play still left in this STPL. And that's before the playoffs as well. So we've got 2 more weeks of play. Wait, when do we finish? Well, there's a break coming up. When is the break? Let me double check, because the break is when I've got a week off of work, so I don't have to cast that week. That's what I went for, because I just wanted a full week where I just didn't have to do anything, which is really, really nice. Okay, so we have week 4 this Sunday, so we'll have next week Ash versus iRk, Naz versus DM, Wiko versus Cyan, SCTV versus Red, with CWT getting a bye. Then the week after, we've got Ash versus Naz, Wiko versus DM, SCTV versus CWT, Red versus Psy. And then the final play week before the break is going to be on the 17th. That's Wiko versus Naz, SCTV versus iRk, Red versus DM, Psy versus CWT, and Ash will have a bye. And then when we get back from the 1 week break, we will have week 8, then week 9, then another week break, and then the playoffs. So we're getting close. We're going in for like some cool stuff. It's gonna be good. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been really good casting again. It's been a lot of fun. I'll be back next Monday. I'm gonna find someone to host now because I don't know who's online, so I'm gonna do that and then we're gonna end the stream. So thank you once again for tuning in. Let us host. Bonus isn't playing in STPL anymore, so I'm not gonna host him. He's also got enough viewers already. Eskia is streaming. I'm going to host SCV Force because he is playing in the STPL. There we go. I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a very good weekend. If you're watching this, you're watching the STPL. Hopefully you've been enjoying what you've seen so far. If you want to help me make more STPL content to bring more tournaments to you, please support us on Patreon, which you can find up here. And also, there's so many different things you can get through Patreon. One of the main and one of the easiest ones to get is, of course, access to all of the replays of the STPL so far. We've had some amazing games, such as some of the games you can see just over here.